When I did that, I was doing it to get a reward. So here's the first thing. What craving is your habit satisfying? What craving is your habit satisfying? What craving do you think my habit was of eating the first thing that didn't move when I came home? What do you think? I was trying to get the stress out of my life. I was trying to reduce the stress. There's a short-term benefit. There's a pleasure you get from eating something, especially something sugary, the carbs, the anything that's bad for you gives you some kind of instant. You know, when was the last time you picked up a piece of broccoli and you go, man, I'm just jacked up after that. Whoa, that cucumber's just pulsing through my system right now. The good stuff tends to not give you the immediate bang. Are you guys with me? Right. Okay? Oh, I just had a glass of water at Starbucks. Okay? Not exactly. So there's a craving that's going on. It's an emotional craving. It's happening at a certain time. There's a physiological thing in regards to blood sugar and energy and so on and so forth. So what craving is it satisfy? The next thing you got to do in turning it around, you got to test it. You got to test different things. You got to try different things. So that's how I know. Once I started analyzing the habit, I tried the broccoli. Okay. This is really doing it for me right now. Let me just go out and beat the dogs or something. Okay? So you try that, you try this, you try all these different things. Okay? And then you keep substituting until you find what satisfies the urge. So I got stress. I got this stress. I wasn't really aware of how much stress I have. I'm kind of tired. I'm also processing my day. Let me ask you, in the real estate business, do we have a lot to process, yes or no? Do you replay conversations in your head? Yes. Have you ever had this where you've put your head down on the pillow at 11 o'clock at night and all of a sudden go, ah! Was that today? I missed the inspection. Or that paperwork needed to happen. Oh, crap, I forgot that. And what happens, we have all this stuff going on in the day. Our business is so perpetual, we don't even take time to process the day, by the way. A lot of times we're going home, the family's waiting. A lot of times we've got all the other things to go to. And you got the PTA, and you got the this, and you got to do groceries, and you got to do that. And so guess what? Peanut butter and jelly is better than heroin. So I had to analyze it. Okay, I have to replace the reward. But it has to be something that works. I got to try different things, and so on. So I found some things that work for me. So now here's the positive response to this. And I changed out the reward. The routine came afterwards. So I wanted to have no stress. Okay? So I need a different reward. All right, so here's what I figured out. Stress hits me. I have to respond this way. For me, for Brian, I got to go exercise. I either go walk or I go work out. Okay? That's the first thing I do. By the way, do I feel like that? What do I feel like? Peanut butter and jelly. Bottle of wine. Together. You gotta try it. It's awesome. Then after I eat, when you pay the price to work out, guess what you don't feel like doing? When you bust your butt or you work out real hard, it's like the last thing you want to see is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or a bottle of wine. It's like, are you kidding me? Especially if you push one of the machines and it goes, you just burned, after 9 hours, 112 calories. So now what happens is it's a different spiral. I'm putting in the routine of working out. Later in the day, by the way, watch this, listen. An old habit, an old record had to get smashed. My old record was this: if I don't work out in the morning, it's not happening. I have said that 1,000 times. If I don't get, and I would bring gear and I would do this and I do, if I don't work out in the morning, it ain't happening. And I proved that to myself all the time. But once I retabulated that that sweat is stress leaving my body. Now those are droplets of sweat. That's stress hitting the ground. That's stress hitting the ground instead of words coming out of my mouth with my bride, to myself, to my kids that I don't want to have coming out of me. Okay? That conversation that was still on my mind, that comes out my pores. Now when I do that, I've paid that price, and you get a little buzz. You get a buzz from working out. Okay? Even a good, healthy walk. Now, what I do for a walk is I go walk by the ocean. So what I'll do is I'll bring the gear, and I go walk right here in Carlsbad. I go take in the ocean. I love seeing the pelicans. I'm into dolphins, okay? I like watching the surfers wipe out. Okay, I mean, I really enjoy all that stuff. I like the fresh air. I like the breeze. And so that fills me that way. Then after I do that type of thing, I get a good vigor going. Now I eat something healthy. Now when I eat something healthy, what kind of energy do I have? High or low? High. Now how do I handle the stress?
Good.
Hell of a lot better. Hell of a lot better. Let me give you an example here. I don't know if we have that picture there, Dan. So my wife we built a gym in our home when we rebuilt our home, and we have this Pilates machine. You know, it's a chick workout, right? It's what chicks do. And so I don't know Pilates, I squat. Give me the squat rack. You know. Okay, great. And all these different manly exercises. But when I started thinking about, hang on a second here, I want to do exercises to reduce my stress. I don't want to do a stressed out workout. So I'm actually going to do a workout to rehabilitate myself. So my wife had this gal come to the house, and I said, Yvonne, would you be able to come certain afternoons? Sure, she does. And she's this sweet little old lady. She just looks like this. Look, she's so sweet, so deceiving. First of all, Pilates is a rehabilitation exercise. Next, it's progressional. Next, I feel the stress. Next, all these different injuries, sports injuries I had started getting healed up. Now, by the way, she's tough. I call her Punches Pilates. Every time I'm finished working out, I'm laid out like Jesus on the line. I can't move. Okay? But here's what happens. It sets up the cue. Sets up the cue. Same guy, same stress, the same meetings. It just gives me so much more energy. People are like, man, your events, you're like on fire. You're looking well, Brian. You know what? I've done all the workouts. I've hired all the trainers. I've done the smoothies till I'm green in the face. But until I got a handle on the stress for me, did it put a new habit in place? Are you guys with me? Right. So you start with what's actually going on, and then you get into that cue. All right, here it is. So the cue comes, and then here's the reward. And once you figure out the reward, then you'll do the third part. Now, this was new to me. Then you'll do the routine. Does this make sense? Yeah. So here's the routine. You choose an activity that's triggered by the old cue and delivers the new reward.